going back to Adolescence. Yeah, someone broke it down on a video. I didn't realize when I first watched it. Go back to episode 2. Yeah, you know when they're in the school.
Yeah.
When they first go to the school, and you see in the background all the kids.
Yeah.
Every single scene, they're just on their phones. They're not running around playing. They're just on their phone.
Yeah.
There's no interaction. It's just every kid is just there like a zombie on their phone, and they've done that purposely to show. Like before, it was like, you know what I mean? It might be gossip in the playground and all that things. No, now it's all gossip online.
Yeah, it's all digital.
The gossip's global. Other schools are talking about you. Before it was, you don't have to worry about just your year or your classroom. Now these men are going home to
yes.
Before we had MSN. You know what I mean? Now they might got global, Instagram, all kind of.
Yeah. Facts. They're completely removed. Like when you watch episode 2 of the Adolescence and they go into the school, there's so much going on. But what they were trying to get at is how messy schools are. Because I don't know about how you felt, Ari, but you remember that black girl? Like she was so irritating. You know, the one who was like rude and
the one who was her best friend.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, like how she was carrying herself. I'm like, damn, that ignorance is crazy. But even down to, you know, the Asian teacher who came in late and all that. They're basically trying to show you that teachers don't care.
Yeah, they don't care, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like the youths are that desensitized because, you know, when we talk about Ready Player One, I think we're already living through that, you know. I think we're in Ready Player One now because everyone's got 2 personalities. You got who you are online.
Yeah.
And who you are offline, because most of these men you see online, they're not living like that offline. It's like...
No, they may not be living like that, but there's, you know what, you're right, but at the same time, I'm going to slightly push back because they may not be living the way they're portraying, but what they exude online is the same way how they want to present themselves in person.
Exactly. So it's almost like there's a double meaning now in this world. You've got your digital profile, everyone's on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, commenting, doing all of that. That's not a real world, is it? If you think about it, then you got the real.
That's your virtual.
Exactly.
Personality.
And I think soon it'll be like it's going to get more and more interactive. Like think about it now.
When VR becomes normal, or like them glasses, say like now everything's in our phone. Before soon it'll be everything's in your glasses.
Exactly. Yeah. And it'll just be that's how life will be. So
yeah.
Hey, but question. How do we combat this?
You can't combat it.
Yeah, you can't.
Unless you go to total and no social media, no.
Well, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. At what age? I mean, this is a serious question. What age should children be going on social media? Because I'm seeing them from very, very, very young on social media.
13.
Yeah, I see.
13. Yeah, as a father, in terms of when the child has got the iPad and that, I would say 13 because
that's dangerous.
And even 13, Noble, you know what I mean? It's really, really like I'm talking for a mature child because you know, online can literally take your child from whatever they get into. Like, if you're someone who gets into like you get radicalized into whatever it may be. Online is proper a dangerous place for children, even at 13. You need to.
So just to clarify, Mark, you're saying you're saying 13 for them to go on Instagram?
I'd say 13's about you can get your own YouTube and start from there. About 13.
Not YouTube. I'm talking about proper.
No, social. No, that's what I'm saying. No, like I think you can start at 13.
What about you, Ari?
I think from 13, it's hard to. Well, I haven't got kids, but I could imagine if it's not from 13, it's hard to control them. They're gonna do it without you knowing anyway. And how strict can a parent be these days?
True.
You know.
True.
Again, I don't know how it is for you, Mark.
It's difficult. It's difficult, man, because it's difficult because you're fighting. As a parent, you're fighting against everything else out there.
Peer pressure,
so
everything else.
It's not like you're not cool, are you? You're not cool.
Yeah, I was about to get to that. Sorry to cut you.
No,
but when I said that, I thought about me. I remember when I was 12, 13, and remember I'm born in 91, so it was mobiles were first coming out.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like if you had a mobile, you're cool. Even though in my school you weren't even supposed to bring a mobile to school, it would be like who has the 3310. Who has the Sony Ericsson? I remember my first phone.
My first phone was the 3310.
There you go. I was late. I had the 3410.
34, okay.
You know what I mean? I had the best phone at one point. I remember my dad got it on contract for me. What did I do contract for that 13?
Okay, so this is
where
I
didn't need it.
Oh, you didn't. Well, look, you didn't need it, but it was okay. So prior to that, then, so 13, you'd have been what, third year? Would that have been third, fourth year?
Let's say second year.
Second year.
Mm-hmm. Second year. Okay, pardon self. So
I think it was year 8. I'm sure it was year 8. I got my mobile. Yeah.
So year 7, then that would have been first year for me. How would you communicate then? You'd go to the telephone box, right?
House phone. House phone mobile.
Telephone box. House phone. Yeah. If you was out and about,
man never had. No, if you was out and about, man didn't have mobile unless you had a mobile.
Remember, exactly. Maybe out and about. You're out and about because you're knocking. Remember, you knocking your friend's house or your house phone. Yo, I'm coming now, yeah, or I'll knock your house at 4 or wherever. Or you planned it at school.
Telephone boxes were on the way out as well at that point, no, but like
I don't really touch telephone boxes.
Yeah, they were slowly on the way out when I started hitting secondary, they were starting to die. You get me? Because we had one where I used to live in ERD, right across we had one in the middle of the road, a telephone box, right in the middle of the road, and drug deals and all kind of things used to go on there.
Yeah, it was all nitties around there and that. Yeah,
man.
From my number, it was house phone. To this day, one of my main boys, I remember his house phone number, and I haven't called that number in over 20 years.
Yeah, man, you will.
I still remember that number.
Yes. Because
the amount of times we used to, when we're playing RuneScape and all them kind of games, I remember we called each other constantly.
And that would have been pre.
That's how I remember the number.
That would have been pre them putting the extra prefix in it. Because it would have been 0207.
I remember the 0208 one. Yeah, 0208. I remember
0208.
Yeah. I remember you used to have, when we was youth, you used to have, we had 1-to-1 free on the weekends and evenings.
Yeah, man.
Because I had contracts still.
What was that one? That was
that was T-Mobile, innit?
T-Mobile Wednesdays or something, isn't it?
Well, it was called 1-to-1 in them days.
It was what?
No, it was T-Mobile.
No.
Ari, you would have been a youth them times, man.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. I
remember 1-to-1. My dad had it. I remember my dad had
1-to-1 with the brands.
It was 1-to-1. T-Mobile brought out 1-to-1.
Yeah, 1-to-1 became T-Mobile.
You man don't even remember Orange. Remember Orange?
I had Orange.
No. Hutchison and Telecom that was first called. Then it became
Yeah. What was B? There was another one. BT something.
No, there was Cellnet, and then Cellnet merged with BT.
BT Cellnet, that's it.
BT Cellnet, yeah. But before that, it was Securico and Cellnet. That was the times I peep into the old school. That's when I got one of my first office jobs, and I was selling mobile phones. So then I knew about the thing, and that's when the first pay as you go came with 1-to-1. It was £199. We're talking early flipping out. When was that? That was early thousands, man. I was still down in Greens then. No, it was 90s. That was 90s. Sorry.
No, that sounds like 90s. Yeah,
that was 90s. Yeah, that was 90s, like 97, around that kind of time. £199, and you get £10 worth of
monthly.
No, £199 just to buy the phone.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Had the credits, then you had to buy the monthly top ups and all that kind of thing.
I remember when my dad had my dad had one of the first phones. You know that big flip thing, the Nokia. And it had the big flip. And I remember when we one of my cousins was out, and my cousin was like, "Yo, that's got voicemail on it," you know. Yeah. And my dad was like, "Yeah," and he took it and he's like, "Oh, you can have voicemail." And I remember at the time that was a big thing.
Yeah, man.
And I remember when texting became a big thing, when man started writing TSTR8 instead of straight, and CUM instead of COME. Man just started spelling things wrong on purpose. Because remember, the more text in them days, the more characters you had, the text cost more money. So we would shorten down the letters because it would be like 5 to 7p, depending on how long the text was. That's what I'm saying. Enough man don't remember. These days now, you've got unlimited minutes, unlimited text. Them days, that was back in the day. You had to wait till after 7. And I remember the day you chat for 2 hours and you had to put the phone down and call back because of the fair usage. Yeah, man, I'm old school, man.
Definitely, but even before that, there was none of that. When I first got my thing, and I was, I was 15 when I got my first phone. And now, on the real, I didn't know there was an age thing. So I just bowled straight in there, said, yeah, man, I'll get the phone. Soundnet thing. It was a Philips. Obviously, Philips aren't even in the damn market anymore. But phone was ugly as sin. Phone I wanted, they didn't have in stock, and I wanted the phone. It was like $19.99 a month, and the call siblings was crazy expensive. Nothing was free, and there was no texting. It was just either receiving calls or making calls. No damn voicemail on the damn thing as well. Never no damn voicemail. Voicemail came out about 6 months after, and it was like £1.50 a minute to access the voicemail. So I just locked that thing off. It was crazy expensive. It was costing like £30 a month with the calls. After the first bill, I was like, "Raw!" I didn't know it was going to be that expensive.
Yeah, that's how they used to get mans with contract. Because remember, you'd have contract and you'd always use it. Like, I remember I had my contract and you weren't meant to use it, but if you had someone to chat to, you'd use it. Oh, yeah. And then when the bill came through,
this I used to get you. The phone companies, they must have been killing. Because I remember my first one was T-Mobile, yeah, and it was after 6, you could call any T-Mobile number for free. But I remember all my main guys were on O2. Why am I still making phone calls to them, bro? I remember that first bill came, it was like £100. I got grounded for 2 weeks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
£100. Harry, I had a bill for £1,000.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Real talk. I was meant to go yard with my family, and because of that, I couldn't go. What had happened was, let me break it down to you.
What year was this? What year was it?
I was still in school, about year 9 or 10. I'll break it down what happened. So what had happened was, one of my brethren was like, yo, I found a scam. So I was like, what's the scam? So what he said is, you phone the operator and ask to be connected to, and he was like, it don't go on your bill.
Folly.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, you don't go on your bill. So these days, like, man would just ring people 2 hours, 3 hours, and then the bill came through. It was £1,000. And I remember my parents I almost got a job in an off license, to pay off the bill because one brother had an off license at Erdington. He's like, yo, you can work here in the evenings and that. You see what I mean? And I was going to do that to pay it, but in the end, didn't do it. Never ended up. They didn't bring me to yard, and then that's how they paid it. See what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Who did you stay with?
What you mean? When they went yard? Yeah, in them days, remember, you could just turn up at your nan's house in them days. When I was growing up, we spent loads of time. Your parents would just drop you at your nan's. You could be there for 2 weeks. Them days are gone now, though, because nans are working in it now. But when we were younger, that was like a central hub. You could go there and all your cousins were there. Like, your nan didn't even need to know you were coming. You could just turn up and you might be there a week. But all them days are now gone.